May 27, 1887. Gold and Blood. The Hell's Canyon Massacre took place in a remote region along the Snake River bordering Oregon and Idaho. It involved the brutal killing of at least 30 Chinese immigrant miners by a gang of white horse thieves and outlaws. These Chinese laborers had been working in a gold mining camp in a section of the Snake River known as Deep Creek, part of the rugged Hell's Canyon. The attack was premeditated, motivated by robbery and racial hatred, and remains one of the deadliest mass murders of Chinese people in American history. The perpetrators were part of a gang operating out of Wallowa County, Oregon. Historical records identify several individuals involved, including Frank Vaughn, Robert McMillan, Bruce Evans, and C.O. LaRue. They planned the ambush to steal the miners' gold, which was believed to be a significant amount. After attacking the camp, the assailants shot and bludgeoned the miners to death. Some victims were thrown into the Snake River, while others were mutilated on the banks. Although the crime was reported within months, legal action was slow. The murders came to light more fully in 1888 when Chinese officials from the Qing government, along with U.S. authorities, pressed for answers following reports from local ranchers and witnesses. Eventually, 7 men were indicted by a grand jury in 1888. However, none were brought to trial, and the charges were quietly dropped. The case was not pursued further, reflecting the widespread discrimination against Chinese immigrants and the weak legal protections they had during the late 19th century. The victims were believed to have been employed by the Sam Yup Company, one of the major Chinese mining firms operating in the Pacific Northwest. These workers were part of a larger Chinese presence in the American West, contributing to mining, railroad construction, agriculture, and other labor-intensive industries. Despite their contributions, they were subject to systematic racism, exclusionary laws, and violence. The Hell's Canyon Massacre was forgotten by most Americans until the 1980s, when historians and Chinese-American groups began researching the incident. In 2005, the site of the massacre was officially recognized with a memorial at Chinese Massacre Cove. In 2012, the U.S. Board on Geographic Names approved the renaming of the location from Deep Creek to Chinese Massacre Cove to acknowledge the historical event. This massacre stands as a stark example of anti-Chinese violence in the United States during the late 19th century. It underscores the broader context of the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 and the hostile climate faced by Asian immigrants. Despite the passage of time, the Hell's Canyon Massacre remains a critical episode in understanding racial violence, labor history, and the legal failures to protect minority communities in American history. For enthusiasts of historical ephemera, visit history-collectors.com to find collectibles that might complement your collection. You can own a piece of history.